I told you most struggling entrepreneurs fail not because they had the wrong funnel, a bad headline, or a broken strategy, but because of one thing: their relationship with money. Money. It's the topic of today's video, and frankly, it's a big one. That's because money is this pervasive force in our lives, and even more so when you're in business. I mean, think about it. How much you charge, how you sell, how often you sell, managing your money, spending it, keeping it, investing it. Money is a very, very powerful force. I mean, we use it to track the success or the health of our business. We use it to find peace and security in our lives. And some even spend their entire life chasing it while others condemn it. I mean, is money the root of all evil? But nonetheless, if you are in business yourself and you want to grow that business, well, money matters. And what really matters is your relationship with money. And whether you believe it or not, you have a relationship with money. So is it a good one? Well, a quick look at your P&L or your bank account might just tell you. So if you're going to stay in business and continue to love what you do and get paid to help people, you're going to need to get this whole money thing sorted out pronto. And that's what I want to help you do in this video. So buckle up, because it's a doozy, and I've got a lot to share. So if you're new to me, my channel, or my work, hello there, my name is James Wedmore. I'm going on 19 years of running an online business that has now generated over $100 million in total sales. And those first 7 or 8 years, well, I struggled massively with money, like most people. I couldn't make it, I couldn't keep it, I stayed up all night worrying about it, then would make some, lose it all just to repeat the cycle over and over again. It was a hot money mess. Today, I teach extensively about money and the integration of universal principles with my clients, and it's a topic I'm extremely passionate about, and it's why I'm making this video. Now, yes, if you heard me, I said universal principles. So in this video, there's a little bit of a warning, because we're going to dive into some esoteric concepts and distinctions that people love to scoff at as that woo-woo mumbo-jumbo stuff. But the people that do the scoffing tend to be the ones that are struggling the most. So why so skeptical? So if you are going to stick around, you're going to need to keep a pretty open mind and an open heart. I mean, why not? What do you got to lose? Nothing. I mean, I had nothing when I started down this path myself. I was at rock bottom. And after 4.5 years and 12-hour days of working every single week, trying to get my business off the ground, I still had nothing to show for it. I mean, I was smart, I was hardworking, I was a great student, yet still zero results, like less than $10,000 a year. And I was a bigger skeptic than most. I thought all this law of attraction stuff was just BS for lazy people, but I figured plain scientists in my business wouldn't help. So I could test, observe, and learn. And that's exactly what I did. And wouldn't you know, I observed real differences. Within 3 months, I was able to move out of my parents' basement. I was living there rent-free, moved to New York City, pretty expensive. And I had my first $1 million year just 2 years later, and I've grown it ever since. And I attribute so much to it, to the things I want to share with you here today. Today, I own 7 properties. I live in my dream home in Sedona, Arizona, and I have enough assets that I could retire right now. And in the middle of acquiring all of that, I also went through quite an expensive, hefty divorce, and I was able to fully recover in less than 2 years. But the moment I knew that this had all clicked into a level of mastery for me was when I went to go see a reader. I was actually visiting Sedona, having fun. I decided, hey, why not? Let's go see a psychic. Well, the first thing she said to me was, oh, James, you've broken the generational curse of poverty in your family lineage. Congratulations. Bam. That hit me really hard because I knew exactly what she was talking about. You see, my grandfather had immigrated to this country during the Great Depression, and as a result, my father was raised in extreme poverty. And he passed that psychology, that mentality of money doesn't grow on trees, times are always going to be tough, save for the tough times. He passed all of that on to me at an early age. I mean, little things like if we left the lights on for a minute too long or the door was open while the heater was on, there was hell to pay because money doesn't grow on trees. And my father, well, he worked harder than any man I've ever seen. And we always seemed to just get by. And as I was 4 years into my business, I realized I could follow that same fate that he did if something didn't change. When it comes to healing your relationship with money, that first place we all need to look is your past. because you didn't come into this world knowing a damn thing about money. It was all learned. You were domesticated into a structure of beliefs and habits. Unconsciously, you began to adopt the same belief system, BS, as your parents or your primary caregivers. And maybe you were told money is bad, or rich people are greedy. Money doesn't grow on trees like me. Or easy come, easy go, right? More money, more problems. You get the idea. For each of us, it's unique and different. But I can tell you this. If you first take a moment to write down what you learned about money from those formative years, what you observed as a young child, two things will happen. Number one, you will see where that plays out in your life and business today. Oh, not a coincidence. And at least one of those stories or habits is not serving you today. Think about it. How could it? We are in such different times, unprecedented times, where more money is being made by more people than ever before. In fact, today there are over 1,000 new millionaires being made every single day in just the US alone. Think about it. There was no internet back then, no ways you could start a zero-down business and reach clients all over the world with just the click of a button. The opportunities are endless and abundant. So no matter what, that old programming for all of us needs a massive upgrade. Now the problem, of course, is that most people don't see these beliefs as beliefs, but facts. Rich people are greedy. Money is hard to make. And that's just the way it is. But is it? These are all just thoughts categorized as truth in our brains. You may have the thought money is hard to make, but money is actually very easy to make for a lot of people. Why them and not you? And there are rich people who are greedy, and those who do really good, selfless things with money. So are all rich people greedy? I mean, I know poor people that are greedy too. And I think it's a sign of ignorance to blindly swallow absolutes to describe reality or humanity. Generalizations only exist on those salacious TikTok videos from rage-baiting influencers looking to go viral. So the goal, if you're still with me, is simple. Simple, not easy. Can you get there on your own? That might be a whole nother story, but it's simple nonetheless. Craft a vision, an outcome, or a goal. Now, that in itself, of course, is a little tricky because oftentimes it's the old programming that's creating the goal. But nonetheless, create a goal, financial goal of where you want to be in your business. Then we need to upgrade your mental programming so it aligns with that goal. That's the plan. This is what we call coherence, and it's essential. So if you have an outcome of, let's say, $1 million a year business, you no longer have the luxury to believe money is scarce, hard to come by, evil, or bad, because that lacks coherence. And that's the worst place to be, where you say you want something out of your mouth, but the entire rest of your being is already a hell no. Now you're just taxing yourself, fighting against yourself. So like either drop the goal or drop the belief. But if you leave one foot in the old, in the past, while you strive for something new, you're just fighting yourself and you never end up getting anywhere. Now by the end of this video, I'll share some of the most powerful money truths that I've uncovered myself, that I've operated from, that have been transformative in my life. But remember, this is not about putting whipped cream on garbage. You gotta rip out the weeds and the lies first. So you must take time to look to your past. Where were you domesticated into old, outdated money beliefs that do not serve you for where you want to go today? But we also need to take a look at the present, right now. This is an area that actually gets really uncomfortable for people when we talk about money. If you're gonna do this one thing, it's hurting your bank account more than you can even fathom. Most people are giving all of their power away to money. Now this is tricky because you're here to learn more about how you can make more money, right? So it is an important topic to you. But that also becomes part of the problem. The importance people put on money itself. I mean, most people today practically worship it. They spend their entire lives sacrificing what really matters, their health, happiness, family, experiences, their spirituality in pursuit of more. It's not enough. Give me more of that money because I can't satiate that need. We live in a society that trains you to be a slave for it. You work harder and harder for it just so you can spend more of it. Most people base their entire happiness, their status, and their identity off of it. And I'll tell you this right now, That right there alone is repelling money in your life. And it's probably keeping you feeling miserable to boot. So first, consider money it's the middleman. Money doesn't give you anything, not freedom or security, although we really, really believe it does. The truth is, a lot of people with a lot of money still don't feel free or secure. And the amounts of clients that come to me after hitting their business goals, realizing it didn't change their state, their feeling, or self-worth is a lot. Money is the middleman. It's a means, but it's not the only means. And as counterintuitive as it might sound right now, trust me on this. The less importance you put on money, the more you will attract it. You must be willing to uncouple any sense of worth, identity, or emotion from money itself. And obviously feel that right now. Be that way right now. And remember, once again, what you really desire is abundance, having more than enough. The experience of never having to worry about money or what something costs ever again. Well, I hate to tell you, but you have to stop worrying about money right now, no matter what the number is in the bank account, because fear, worry, well, that's the biggest killer of attracting money right there. You see, these survival frequencies, they breed neediness, pushiness, rushed, hurried, and they repel and push away abundance. And they keep you trapped in survival. Having a healthy relationship with money requires that you no longer give your personal power away to it. That's your power, not money's. It doesn't cause or shift who you are or how you'll feel. Only you do that. Only you. Now, another phenomenon I observe is this pattern of the energetic set point. Someone will quit their, let's say, 120K salary job, start a business, and wouldn't you know, can only make 120K. No matter what they do, they can't grow beyond this point. Does this sound familiar? Clients that push harder and harder in their launches and promotions only to plateau at the same number every single time. 50K, 50K, 50K. More ads, more leads. 50K, 50K. Same result. I see this all the time. You may even begin to notice that you have this same pattern yourself. Beneath it is the idea that that's all you deserve. That's all you're worthy of or capable of. And that any more is not possible. So do you have an energetic set point? I mean, of course you do. But do you know what it is? And what would happen if you were to make more than that? Like 10 times more than that. Does that feel uncomfortable, confronting? Because that's a clue right there. Until you can let all of that go, you can't break free of that energetic ceiling. And if you're like most, it's common to believe that there is a number you are worthy of, and any more than that, you don't deserve. But that's not how any of it works in the universe. Money flowing to you and through you has nothing to do with worth. Being good enough, loved enough, worthy enough, all of that is 100% irrelevant. Now, I'll never forget a friend of mine who created one of the first iPhone apps. Great example. When the App Store was first released, this is back in like 2009 or 2010. It was a virtual fart machine, 99 cents. He sold $1 million worth in the first month or two. What the hell does worth have to do with that? He had an idea. It was an idea for something people wanted, and he put it out there. And wouldn't you know, it worked. You see, in business, we make money by providing value, solving problems, helping people. But value is subjective. It's up for interpretation. Yet if you're so damn convinced that you and what you got is not valuable, then that can never be changed. So you take everything you do and everything you know for granted. I built my first $1 million business teaching YouTube. A lot of people here know that. And I had a potential client, a gentleman by the name of Carl Deichler. And he calls me up trying to hire me. Now, at the time, I was selling my little $97 YouTube course to bloggers and side hustler. Carl calls me and he wants the same content information for his 120,000 coaches for Beachbody. So they'd all be on YouTube to sell his products. And at the time, they were doing $500 million a year. Same content, same knowledge. But how valuable would this training be for him? Yet if I stayed in my self-pity, I'm not good enough, I'm not valuable enough, I could have missed that opportunity and many others like it. What you really need to understand here is that just like everything else, money is simply energy. And yes, We need to be in an energetic alignment to receive it. But we need to understand a very powerful energetic principle around money called the law of sacred reciprocity. Basically, this law states that abundance emerges through harmony, balance. Where there is a balance, there is abundance, there is health, there is workability. When you navigate what you do in your business, there must be balance, a give and a take. There is a giving of your content, of your services, of your products. It is a law that you must balance that energy. You must receive money, which is one form of energy, to balance what you put out. That's it. To restore balance. Has nothing to do with worth. Now, this is bigger than you can even realize because most people are takers. They're way out of balance. Have you ever noticed that the takers never have enough? They never have abundance. They are working against this very powerful law. They take, and the universe simply mirrors taking back to them. That is why the greatest act of abundance you could ever offer is giving. Giving embodies the truth that there is more coming. Okay, so this whole money thing. There's a fun riddle that I like to ask my clients as well. Where does money come from? They usually think a while. My clients? No. The banks? No. The Fed? Close, but not really. The answer, money comes from source, or whatever you want to call it. God, the universe, your creator. But source. And it flows through your clients from source. Your job, your role is to keep that connection, that reminder, because source is abundant. Look to nature. There's an abundance of trees, clouds, air, water, grains of sand. And your creator isn't in a recession, isn't sick, broken, inflated, or stuck in fear. You have to connect with that source. And one of the most powerful quotes that my spiritual mentor said to me was, "The universe is always waiting to serve you." Always. We oftentimes just don't know how to ask. Being worried isn't asking. Neither is being impatient, complaining, or being in anger. It's your job to ask and then stay in coherence to take those inspired actions and receive. Now, I could go on and on here. And again, if there's anything else you'd like me to cover on this topic, leave a comment below. But as promised, I wanted to leave a few money truths with you that have served me really, really well. Money truth number one, I will always have enough and I'll always be okay. This is a simple yet powerful truth, and it's essential to keep yourself out of fear and in a present, calm state. And money truth number two, one of my favorites, the less I do, the more I create, the more I make. Money doesn't come from effort, and working harder doesn't make you more deserving of it. Oftentimes, it is indeed the opposite. Work is distracting you from receiving. Okay, money truth number three. The more I allow money to flow through me, the more I allow money to come in. Like I said, money is an energy, like a river, so you have to let it flow. Don't hold on to any fear of letting it go. That reinforces a belief that more is not coming. And money truth number four, the more I serve, the more comes back to me so I can serve more. Money is simply a tool. This tool allows me to help more people, make videos like this one, reach more, and serve at a greater level. And I'm grateful for that. Now, I've just cracked open a sliver of a door to a much, much bigger conversation around money, and I could talk to you for days. Heck, I have. Last year, I held a 2-day in-person retreat all on money. And what I can tell you, especially if you are still watching right now, if you are dealing with any kind of money stuff right now in your life, you are not alone. It's the rare exception that I meet someone who's had and always had a healthy, effective money relationship. Most do not. And it takes work. It took me a lot of years. So I hope you will start to work on it now. Not only will you learn a lot about yourself, but hey, you'll also make a heck of a lot more money, which is fun too. And if I can speak to any other topic or answer any other money questions, just leave a comment and let me know. I'd love to make more videos on this. But I hope this video helped to get the wheels turning for you. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you soon.